Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. I'm back on again. I'm Jasmyn. For those of you who don't know me, I've been doing this 30 over 30 series for every day in the month of November, and we are at November 30th. Can you believe it? The month is already gone. We're going into the last month of the year. Then we'll be in 2023. It's like flown by so quickly, but we're on day 30, and so as promised, I went live every day for the month of November. I'm going to come with give you problem number 30 in a few minutes, and every single day I covered a new aspiring CRA, frequent common aspiring CRA problem. And so before we hop into the 30th problem, I want to do a quick review of all the problems that we've covered starting from day 1 up until yesterday, day 29. And for those of you who've missed it, don't worry. You can watch, hey, Natalia, you can watch the replays on LinkedIn. They're still on YouTube and Facebook, but eventually they'll come down from there, but they'll still be on LinkedIn. So if you're watching this somewhere, or if you heard about it from somebody or what have you, just know that the safest place to look is LinkedIn. Nevertheless, so let's go through all the days. So problem number 1, you think you need more degrees, more experience, whatever that more is. And the reality is that you really just need to focus on BMS, branding, marketing, and selling yourself. And hey, Walisha. And then problem number 2, you think you need monitoring experience or a CRA certification. And the reality is the same thing, that you don't need any of those things. You just need to learn how to brand, market, and sell yourself. And then problem number 3, stinking thinking, having all these negative thoughts because you haven't been able to find your job yet. You haven't heard any feedback. And the reality is that you just need to focus on positive thinking, which will ultimately allow you to leverage the law of attraction and land the job of your dreams, the CRA job of your dreams. Problem number 4, you think that the job interview is about you. And the reality is that the job interview is about the company. It's not about you. It's all about the company and how you can solve their problem and their need of looking for a CRA. And then problem number 5, you think the interview process starts after the recruiter reaches out or during the actual interview. But the reality is that the interview process starts the moment that you decide to become a CRA. So everything that you're doing, which is why I really place emphasis on BMS, branding, marketing, and selling yourself, everything that you're doing is potentially going to be included in that interview package when the recruiter finally does reach out or when they finally do send you that email. And then problem number 6, you don't have a plan. So the solution is to create a plan where you first have a vision of where you want to go, which in our case is, of course, to land that CRA job, and then back that up with action. And that's how you'll get the results that you're looking for, which is ultimately that CRA job offer. And then problem number 7, you haven't had any interest. So no calls, no emails, no interviews, no nothing when it comes to no movement when it comes to landing your first CRA job offer. And again, the solution for that problem is branding, marketing, and selling yourself. And then problem number 8, you think you need years and years and years of experience as either a CTA or a study coordinator or one of those clinical research positions. And the reality is, again, that you don't. All you need is the right mindset and knowing how to brand, market, and sell yourself. And then problem number 9, you have a generic, vague resume that does not market or sell yourself. And then the solution is that you need a CRA job description tailored resume. And then problem number 10, you don't know how to speak the clinical research language. So you don't know the clinical research lingo. And the solution is simple. Just learn how to speak the language. And then how do you learn? You can look at job descriptions. You can Google clinical research terms, acronyms. I go into detail in that particular day. So that's day number 10, problem number 10. Problem number 11, you're not on LinkedIn at all. The solution is simple. Get on LinkedIn. Don't just create a profile, but get on there. Use the platform. Problem number 12, you don't have a LinkedIn profile, photo, or banner. The solution is to upload a nice, clean headshot photo and a customized banner. Problem number 13, you have a default LinkedIn headline. And the solution for that is to create a customized headline. Problem number 14, you have a blank about section, which is also the summary section, but they refer to it as the about section, or just some type of tagline that should really be a headline. And the solution is to create a strong summary telling your unique clinical research professional story. And before I go on, I want to say shout out to Alicia. She actually reached out to me and she followed the steps to a T that I've covered throughout this 30/30 series. And she actually revamped her LinkedIn profile, and it looks absolutely amazing. So if you want to see a good example, check out Alicia Lyon's profile. It looks so great. And all she did was follow these steps. And then problem number 15, you don't have any job descriptions listed for your experiences on your LinkedIn profile. And the solution for that is simple as well. Just add a description for each job experience. And I provided a template for that on day 15 on how you can do that. Problem number 16, you're not leveraging, or you don't know how to leverage the LinkedIn. So that's part of the reason why you're not on the platform. The solution is that you've got to start utilizing all of the tools on LinkedIn. So don't just use it to search jobs or to network, but use all the tools. Problem number 17, you're waiting on a promotion, a referral, or a recruiter. And the solution for that is stop waiting and take action today. We really got to stop waiting on and depending on other people to get us to the next level, because nobody's coming to save us but ourselves. So we really have to get into action today, right now, even if it's something small, whatever you've been putting off or procrastinating, just do it today. Problem number 18, fear of your current job, knowing that you're ready to transition into your first CRA role and that you're looking for a CRA job. And the solution for that is to replace the fear with the courage and confidence. You have to really start shifting from fear into courage and confidence, which will ultimately give you that freedom that you're looking for. And sometimes that means you can do that within the company. Sometimes that means you just need to leave, y'all. Problem number 19, you think you have to be willing to travel at least 75% and or out of state to be a CRA. And the solution is no, you don't. You can actually focus on in-house CRA jobs and not have to worry about travel at all and still have a very successful CRA career. Problem number 20, you don't realize that you are the only one in control of your career. So the solution for that is to step into your power, the driver's seat, and take back control of your career. And Walisha, you are so welcome. Walisha, your profile looks amazing. And then problem number 21, not properly preparing for interviews. And the solution for that is prepare. I can't say it enough. I have my clients practice so much that they literally get sick and tired of me practicing when we do the mock interviews with the recruiters that I have lined up. They get tired of it, but you really have to constantly practice. Anything that we all get good in life, we practice. If you think about some of the simplest things like eating or walking, we've been practicing that from the beginning since we've been here, right? Since we not walking since we've been alive, eating since we've been alive, but walking since we were little babies. And that's how we got good at it. We had to practice every day. So problem number 22, you have resentment and anger towards the industry and the entire CRA recruitment process. I feel your pain, trust me, and one day we will make some progress on the process. But until then, you got to practice gratitude and stay focused on gratitude and release that anger and resentment. Problem number 23, you are applying to the wrong CRA jobs. So you're applying to junior or senior CRA level jobs. And the solution for that is to focus on entry-level CRA 1 jobs. So CRA jobs that say no experience required or 2 years or less. Problem 24, you think you need to know someone special. You need the hookup, right, to land your first CRA job. And the solution is, or the reality is that no, you don't. If you just simply focus on BMS, brands and marketing, and selling yourself, that's all you need to know, because BMS will ultimately create all of the connections that you need to land that first CRA job. And then problem number 25, you don't know where or how to find the right CRA jobs. And the solution for that is to create and execute a plan to strategically locate and attract the right CRA jobs on autopilot. And I'll talk about that on day 25. Problem 26, you haven't applied to any CRA jobs. So you're wondering why you can't get anything yet. You're not branding and marketing yourself and you haven't even applied. So the solution is to just submit the application, just fill it out, just click submit. Problem 27, you think experience required listed on the entry level CRA job description means monitoring experience only. And the reality is that it does not. Experience required means the right clinical research experience. And I talk about that on day 27. And that reminds me, I said I was going to post the podcast episode where I talked about the CRA gateway skills, and I did not. So if you've been looking for that, thank you for your patience. I will post it. Just give me a second and I'll post it in the comment section. Problem 28. You think you need a science, clinical research, or healthcare degree to land your first CRA job. And the reality is that you don't. Any bachelor's level degree is enough to qualify. So if you already have a bachelor's in history, communication, English, art, whatever it is, that's enough. Now you can focus on the other things that I discussed throughout these past 29 days and even on my podcast and even other content that I've put out. Problem 29, your resume, we talked about this yesterday, your resume is just simply boring. And the solution is to create a resume that tells your unique story in a clear, cohesive way that sells you and your skills. And I did a whole live yesterday about not only this, but then I also gave you guys a resume audit and revamp live. So that replay will be available and you can always go back and listen to the feedback, the comments that I gave her and apply it to your own resume. And then now we are at problem number 30, finally. And this problem is you don't know how to overcome objections. And when I say objections, I'm talking about the gaps that are a part of your work history or your work experience or your professional career in general. So it could be a work history gap, meaning like maybe you took some time off and I used to think that you needed to have like, at least back in the day, it needed to be like a gap of at least a year of unemployment. But nowadays, I've seen recruiters inquire about even just 3 weeks, 4 weeks of unemployment. So this is what I mean when I say work history gap. Anytime there's a lapse between jobs, be able to discuss that particular gap. There might be some, and when I say objections, meaning the company might potentially want to object you from bringing you on, giving you that offer because of these gaps. So you want to be able to address them in a way that sells yourself. Remember, we're always focused on BMS. And then there might be a monitoring experience gap. So I talked about that. You don't need monitoring experience to land your first CRA job. I didn't have monitoring experience, 99%. I don't even know a single person that had monitoring experience before they landed their CRA job. But I always like to leave that 1% of people out there. I'm pretty sure somebody out there has, but 99% of the people, the CRAs, they didn't have monitoring experience before they landed their first CRA job. And that's okay, but you just need to be able to address it. You don't have monitoring experience maybe, but you have TMF reconciliation experience. You have experience with source documents, collecting collecting information, data for the source documents. You have consenting process experience. You have lab experience. You have IP accountability experience. There's so many other things that you can capture that will lead back to that clinical research experience, the right clinical research experience that I always refer to. Another potential objection or gap that they may bring up that you want to be able to address is industry knowledge. So if you haven't had, let's say, the coordinator experience for 5, 6, 7 years, for example, be able to articulate that although you haven't had that much experience, maybe you've been, I don't know, a coordinator for 6 months, or maybe you've been a CTA for 6 months or 3 months, whatever the case may be, whatever that experience is, you can always find a way, going back to branding, marketing, and selling yourself, you can always find a way to articulate the depth, the density of that experience. So it's not necessarily about the quantity of years, more so the quality of the experiences that you have, because you can be a coordinator for 10 years and it still not equate the amount of experience that you were a coordinator at one of those intense sites like MD Anderson or Moffitt for just 1 year. It still might not compare to the type of experience, the work experience, the knowledge, the expertise that you gain just out of that 1 year. So don't focus so much on the quantity, the amount of experience that you have, more so the quality, and being able to articulate that to sell yourself and say, hey, no, I haven't been a coordinator for 10 years, but I've been a coordinator for 3 months, 6 months. And this is what I've learned so far. This is what I've done so far. This is what I've done outside of what's required me at work to further my knowledge, to bridge that gap. I've bought this book. I've taken this course. I've read, attended this conference. I'm a part of this group. Whatever the case may be, there's always ways for you to show that you, they might see it as a gap, but you've bridged the gap, so to speak, for lack of a better word. So be able to address any type of potential objections or reasons why they might say, well, we like you, but there's just this one thing that, gives us cause for concern. So be able to address all of those particular areas. These are just the 3 main ones that typically pop up, but there are some different unique situations that some people have that might raise concern, and be able to, what they are, so be able to address them. And that's ultimately the solution. Once you are aware of the potential problems, anyway, I say potential because I don't see them as problems, but the company might. So when you are aware and you know what your potential objections or gaps are, that is how you can then ultimately prepare for them. But if you're unaware, if you don't know, obviously you can't address them. So never be caught off guard with anything that's on your resume, that's in your background, in your history, on your profile. Never be caught off guard. No, if you don't know nothing else, know yourself and what you bring to the table and the potential objections that you may face so that you can properly address them. So it's been a wonderful journey over these past 30 days. I have had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have too. I will be back on my regular live show Q&A on Monday at 7 p.m. So please send me any questions that you have. You can always drop them in the comments of any of my posts. You can DM me directly. And then also on Tuesday, we have a special treat where Tiffany Ashton will be joining us from Clin Essentials. And she'll be talking all about their services, everything that they have to offer for aspiring CRAs, sites, coordinators. So at the site level, CTMs, any other, they pretty much offer services for all clinical research professionals. So this is for everybody in the industry. So you definitely don't want to miss that. That's on Tuesday next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so I do have some more things lined up for you guys. I'm working on setting up some other special treats as well. And for those of you who are looking for support, direct support, and you want to know how you can work closer with me, I do have a 6-month coaching program where I help clinical research professional women confidently land their first CRA job offer, struggle and frustration free, all with no monitoring experience, no CRA certification, and just through teaching you the 3 simple steps of how to brand, market, and sell yourself, BMS, which is what you saw was a reoccurring theme throughout the past 30 days. All you need is BMS, right? So the program includes an initial onboarding call with me where we immediately assess and revamp your resume, your cover letter, and your LinkedIn profile. So out the gate, you have all of those things done and ready to go. And then you get 6 months of one-on-one private coaching directly with me. You also get immediate on-demand access to my signature curriculum filled with all the frameworks, all the templates, all the checklists, everything that you need to land your first CRA job offer with ease. And then you get direct messaging support directly with me so that we can continue to communicate outside of your weekly calls, your weekly coaching calls. You'll get a bonus mock interview with a recruiter. You get bonus courses on negotiating a high-paying offer. So not just landing an offer, but a high-paying offer that you feel confident and great about. And then also fast-tracking your career once you land that first CRA job offer. Because it's not about just landing a job, right? It's about creating a complete transformation, a complete career transformation. And then you also get a CRA career plan, and there's so much more. So if you're ready to take your CRA job search to the next level and you want to find out how you can work with me, then book a sales call to learn all about my coaching program and how I can help you. Just visit aspiringcra.com. So as I said, it's always been a pleasure. And let me see, Walisha, and thank you so much for all your help and knowledge. Of course, Walisha. I love doing this. So absolutely. It's my pleasure. And then Natalia, awesome. And please reach out to me if you have any questions about the program too. And yes, other than that, you guys, you know where to find me. You can DM me and I will be back on live on Monday. So thank you. It's been a pleasure and you all have a great night.